In this video, I'll show you 10 mistakes people make when traveling to Zermatt. This is Switzerland Insider. My name is Greg. I'm Swiss, and with me, we'll travel Switzerland properly. Now, I'll tell you why Zermatt is so pricey. Zermatt did not start out as a polished destination. Like many mountain villages, it began as a farming place focused on survival, livestock, and seasonal work. Now, tourism arrived slowly. Skiing, hotels, and mountain railways came along. For a long time, all of this developed in pieces. There were different operators, different interests, little coordination. And at one point, this nearly broke the place. And it became clear that tourism only works when a destination moves in the same direction. So Zermatt adjusted. The infrastructure was planned as a whole, the services were coordinated, and the village turned itself into one functioning destination. Add to that the iconic Matterhorn, one mountain, one image, the one reason people travel all the way to the end of the valley and stop there. Also, once you arrive, there is no passing through. You are in Zermatt. Everything you need is provided inside that system. And when all providers play together, this usually means a higher price tag. Here's how you really burn money in Zermatt. Zermatt looks compact, and that's where people miscalculate. Distances actually feel short, and the cable cars all look sort of close together. Then you add the premium you spend just to see it all, and the pressure is here, right? You see people stack viewpoints, hikes, train rides, and meals into a single day and expect it to just flow. What usually happens is constant watching of the clock, disappointment over missed trains, and then followed rush decisions. And worst of all, you're not enjoying the moment you actually paid so much for. Therefore, Zermatt rewards space in the schedule, time to stop when conditions change, or simply time to just be. Now, this is exactly why I built my Zermatt travel guide. It's to show you what's realistic, plus it gives you many combinations that actually make sense, so you don't spend your days rushing or wasting money. And it'll also help you with the next mistake. When visiting Zermatt, chances are you'll never actually see the Matterhorn. Mountain weather does not follow forecasts for very long. Now, this means that visibility often disappears and returns on its own schedule. In Zermatt, we all plan our days around one clear moment, one photo, and one viewpoint where actually the magical Matterhorn is in sight. Now, when that moment doesn't happen, well, let's just face it, it sucks. And trust me, my heart has bled many times already, and I don't think I'll ever fully adapt. Now, most people carry one very specific image of the Matterhorn. That image usually comes from the village or from the viewpoints on the Rothorn Blauherr side. From there, the mountain looks sharp, balanced, and instantly recognizable. That's the shape actually people expect. Now, once you move to the other areas, the image changes. From Gornergrat, for example, the Matterhorn already reads differently. And from Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, it almost feels off. Still the same mountain, but the proportions shift. The outline softens or changes, and the iconic shape disappears. That difference catches people by surprise. And yes, for some, it can be frustrating. So if you arrive with a fixed image in your head, some viewpoints simply won't match it. If the classic Matterhorn view matters to you, choose your viewpoints accordingly. Summer in Zermatt is short, much shorter than most people actually expect. The full summer conditions really concentrate around July and August. That's when hiking routes, lifts, and mountain access line up properly. Now, snow lingers well into early summer at the higher elevations and on the trails. And once autumn approaches, there might be early snowfalls very high up as well already. But what Zermatt does have is a very long winter. Some years, skiing starts as early as late October and continues well into May. Snow defines the calendar here far more than the dates do. Now, this catches very often spring visitors off guard, as April trips often look promising on paper but feel very different on arrival. So just be sure that when you travel to Zermatt that you are aware of this. It's a long winter and a short summer, and for this reason, in the heart of the Swiss, Zermatt is actually a winter destination. People often arrive in Zermatt with references like Mount Rigi in mind. That creates the wrong baseline. Zermatt sits in high alpine terrain. Trails involve rock, roots, exposed sections, and uneven grounds, and the routes often take longer than indicated. Now, because everything looks close and well organized, people start walking without clear plans or beyond their abilities. And suddenly the situation shifts and you really need to call for help. Now, help in Switzerland is professional and ready, but expect to start paying with the purple Swiss franc bills. In Switzerland, we strongly believe in Eigenverantwortung, which means self-responsibility. This means once you step off a lift, you are responsible for your decisions afterwards. Also, cable cars stop running at fixed times. And when they stop, they stop. They have no obligation to bring you back down. Also, mobile reception can drop in certain areas. So don't be fooled, because Zermatt feels controlled and contained. The moment you move into the landscape, you are on your own. Now, that doesn't mean you should be very scared now, but treat Zermatt's nature with the respect it deserves. If you plan to drive straight into Zermatt, you'll hit a wall before you reach the village. Now, all private cars stop in Tash, even for the locals. From there, everyone continues by train. There is no parking in Zermatt itself, and also no underground garages in the village. So it has to be outside. So everything that moves beyond Tash moves either by train or by electric vehicle. So that means people, luggage, supplies, deliveries, all of that follows the system. Now there is a shuttle train from Tash, and that runs every 20 minutes during the day. To park their car, most people use the large terminal parking in Tash. But that's not the only option. There are also private parking providers in the area that offer long-term parking and transfers also. Now, you think that because there are no cars in Zermatt, there is no traffic problems, right? Zermatt is car-free, but that does not mean it's traffic-free. Zermatt runs on small electric vehicles. Think oversized golf carts that ride about with a similar speed. So you have taxis, hotel shuttles, delivery vehicles, maintenance crews, even there is police vehicles. Everything that needs to move uses them. Now here's the thing. The local drivers, they know the streets, they know the shortcuts, they know the rhythms. But then you add the visitors that stop, look around, okay, hesitate. And the difference between the two sometimes creates awkward moments. You'll also notice how these vehicles are driven. Because the speeds are low, often the attention drops and all of a sudden the phone comes out, and some visitors actually feel less safe in this car-free village than they would if there were actual cars around. So many people actually arrive expecting a calm mountain village, but what they get is movement everywhere, almost all the time, and with a singing electric motor sound that never fully disappears. But this is a necessary evil. Zermatt needs these vehicles to function. Even the locals admit that the sheer number of these EVs is actually starting to push the limits a bit. Many things in Zermatt close earlier than people expect. There are exceptions though. Gornegrad, for example, often runs a bit later than most other lifts. But in general, days end early here. Now, one reason is demand. Go up in the morning, as they aim for early light, clear skies and stable conditions, because this is the time where the Matterhorn is very often cloud-free, and especially in summer later on in the day, thermal clouds can build up and sort of distort, or in other words, ruin the famous picture you want to take of it. So for that reason, by mid to late afternoon, traffic drops off. Now the other reason is operations. Running cable cars late means additional shifts, more staff, and significantly higher costs. Now these costs don't disappear, they end up with you. So the system is built around early starts and early finishes. This matters most for day trips. Arriving around noon already puts you behind. If you visit for the day, arrive early. And if you stay overnight, plan your days around how the village actually runs. Now Zermatt changes once the day visitors leave. During the day, the village runs on movement. Arrivals, departures, lifts, groups passing through. Everything feels busy, even when it's organized. The late afternoon, that drops off quickly. Day trippers head back down to the valley in Valais. That's when Zermatt starts to settle. If you only visit for a few hours, you experience the place at its loudest and leave before it actually starts slowing down. And this is where the magic starts happening. Zermatt asks for time, not just money or planning, but time inside the place itself. Skipping the night means missing the part that actually holds everything together. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon around in Switzerland. Bis bald und tschüss.